living a life of purpose. What does that mean to you and in your journey?
I think that it is literally to find yourself as a result of you seeking God. My identity is rooted in understanding God. So this is a result of me trying to get to know better, and in me getting to know him better, I become a better person. So there is no way to serve purpose if you do not understand where you should be and what God has called you for. And the only way for you to find out is to inquire of him and listen to him and take the instructions at which he gives to you at the moments and in times where you're supposed to be navigating life and your talents and your gifts. So I think that for me, purpose literally just means being on the right path that you are required to walk for the betterment of the kingdom and everybody else who could be receiving something from you.
Amen and amen. I love that. Let's just move forward. You recorded an album last year. It was all over social media. Mnqobi is recording an album. Guys, it was a big deal. Unfortunately, we couldn't be there, but we were rooting for you. You know, you were in our prayers, and I knew you would nail it, right? It's called The Pursuit. Now, I want you to take us through the journey of even preparing, even coming up with the title, right? What inspired the concept? What inspired it?
I think I'm one of those, let me say, gospel artists who've always been afraid to live fully and truly to the call at which you've been called for. So people like me tend to use music as the tool to sort of like run away from what you've been actually called for. Because the call is not the music. The music is the tool to transport the call. So for me, I think that it had to take me to really get to understand what's in Bizelweni for me to even start navigating recording music. I'm not the typical artist who wants to record every year, make a quick dollar, promote, and then move from there. I am normally about it making it stick. I want the music to stick. I want the music to stick even when I'm not there anymore. Even if my great voice is not there to interpret the music, but the music stays and sticks for everything. And the reason is not just enjoyment, it's healing, it's enlightenment, it's getting to understand God better, it's to help people go through their own journeys with a pinch of salt, you know. So I think that the pursuit came about when I was now trying to do a transition of music after and God first, not the other way around. I'm sorry to put it like this, but talented people like me or people with the talent of my caliber tend to ride on the music more than anything else. But the Holy Spirit and God, we had met at a point where he said to me, it's not going to go like this anymore. You need to find me. And the excellence of your music needs to come from my sovereignty and my ability that I have bestowed in you. You are not able, but whatever I put in you enables you to be able to achieve and do what you do as a musician. So that's how the pursuit came about. Now I'm like, God, I'm pursuing you in a new way. I'm trying to hear you in a different way. I'm trying to experience my musicality in my different... Because you would think that us musicians don't experience our own musicality. We do. The music works on me. The music deals with me. The music speaks to me first. And most of the time, that's how I know that if it speaks to me, it's surely going to speak to someone else.
Then it'll heal. It'll do the job. Yeah.
So the purpose was just about, okay, I know I'm great. I know that I can do this, but I'm not great without you. I can't be fully functional without you. And I have to pursue you for the sake of the music. And not just for the sake of if my soul is in the right place, then the music that comes out of me that has been bestowed on me comes out the right way. People get to understand how much of God they need to pursue.
Ooh, beautiful. I love that. I love the fact that you need to seek him. He even says in his word, seek him first, and everything else will follow. Everything else shall follow. Deep, and it'll happen. Whatever it is. yeah, whatever it is that he's bestowed, it'll happen. Once you find who he is and you live and you are rooted in him, that is beautiful. So now you are. Fast forward, you're releasing two beautiful songs. I mean, I listened to the songs, stunning. I mean, we couldn't expect anything less from you, right? The two songs. The one is called the most holy one, Mnqobi. I want you to talk to us why these two. I know there's plenty. You recorded a lot of songs. That night was remarkable, right? Why these two songs right now in particular?
I think that they speak to me particularly on the fact that I'm a very split part, if that's the right wording, musician. So I can be extremely contemporary and I can be extremely traditional. But I am mostly known for some reason, let's use the word complicated. I'm known for complicated music, like high-end, extreme.
Wow. Somebody has to be. It's not boring, right?
Somebody needs to read that as well. Yeah, so I think that if you look at them, the other one is fast, the other one is slow. The other one is English, the other one is slow. The other one is a composition, the other one is game. So it was literally a matter of finding the two songs that are mostly relatable for all ages, the old, the young, the black, the white, whatever race can be, and
diverse.
At the moment, and of course, because it was my first live experience, I really had to be inclusive of everybody, not just from the end of market consumption, but also from a spiritual point of view. And if you listen to the song, no one speaks about not being able to stop worshiping God, like making a promise that I will not stop worshiping God. And then the other one speaks that in this world where there's different cultures, there's different opinions, and people are living different lives, there is a place where we meet, which is we worship God. We in one voice. So when we worship in one voice, we also don't stop worshiping him because he's the most holy one. So even the message for me is sort of like infused. I was just, it was the perfect song. It was the perfect song.
Love it. I love it. Let's go forward. What is preparing for just composing, just an entire process of composing, even put it like, how do you get the download? Like, do you need to be in a certain mindset? Does it have to be the morning? Do you need to like wake up 2 a.m. after a prayer? Like, take us through that process?
You know, the crazy part is that
the music you compose.
I will tell you, the good songs really come in the morning. Like if you sometimes you dream it, and the trick is that if you do dream, wake up immediately, voice note it somewhere, write it down somewhere, because if you don't, you're gonna lose it immediately. You never have it back for the rest of the day. So I think for me, I've learned to respect the process that if I hear a song coming, I stop anything that I'm doing and pay attention to the song. So, for instance, Most Holy One came in the early, most of the good songs, early hours of the morning, 3 and 5. Those are the times. But then sometimes you wake up in the morning and you're inspired and you're like, okay, I feel like I want to write a love song to God, or I'm heavy-hearted, I feel like this, and I want to put something down on paper. And it could be something that you just have to embody. Sometimes I write songs. You know, you listen to a song and you think, Mnqobi must have been going through a lot at that time. It's not even me. It's just an embodiment for somebody else.
Wow.
So each song literally has its own experience, and it's never the same as the other.
I love the embodiment of somebody else. Like somebody else must be going through something, and therefore the song happened. I love that, because essentially it is about your people. God's people, your fans. It's about us, really. It's about us. You're just a vessel. I want to find out the fashion, everything else, the color coordination. I'll figure out the color coordination. I want no cream, no green, no. Oh, guys, talk to us about that.
So when God eventually told me that it's time to record, I literally just saw everything. Like everything was in my mind. Like I would wake up in the morning and just see the layout. I would see the colors. Like everything was just in place by the time I needed to record. So with the color coordination also, because it was an exclusive recording, so I wanted everybody to have a certain level of exclusivity, that the experience that we had in the room, anyone who was not there will never have that experience. So for me, it had to take that.
Really?
And I think that then in that sense, you had to look good for it. It had to be memorable. If you see yourself in the music video, you mustn't think, I could have looked better, because God is a God of excellence. We wanted to do excellence from all ends, from sound to visual to fashion to how we look. Because the truth is that if we are going out, if you're going on a date or you're going to church, you put your good look on, So I would, of course, yes, and anything that's God related, you have to put your best foot forward. So I had to put in the rules, like we put out the colors to the fans, like if you're coming, these are the colors that you need to have on. Even the seating, if you have the right colors, you sit forward. If you didn't have the right colors, you sit in the back, because we wanted it to look good and look good for God. Like we as Christians are so popular doing mediocre stuff. Like we are never bringing the A game in anything that we do. So I feel like it was an opportunity to set the record straight, that at the end of the day, we are born of God. So excellence is our second name.
Amen and amen. I love that. And really also it goes with respecting your craft. I feel like, even putting your best foot forward, it's respecting your craft, respecting what God has put in your life. I mean, that moment must have been amazing where you were getting all these ideas. Like I can imagine them getting implemented. I can't imagine the feeling. Lalela. I can't, it was beautiful. From what we saw, I can't wait for the album release. And at the end of this interview, I know, Mnqobi, you are going to release the day. Ask again. I know you're going to release. Talk to us, Mnqobi, quickly about mentorship. I'm sure while you were planning, really putting things together, and you spoke to a few people, that are key in your life, that helped you. Mentorship in this industry, especially. How important is it, and how can one, discern? I don't know. I didn't want to use the word discern, because how does one go about, really getting the right people, to assist in that sense? If you get what I'm saying, because there's a lot of vultures in this industry. So I want you to touch on that in that sense.
I would say that, first of all, in my sense particularly, I do not think a lot of people recognize me as an anointed musician, as from the church standard. But I think that my work speaks for me. So I would say that if you have nothing credible to show me about what you've done and where you come from and where God has brought you,
then I hear you. Yeah,
you have nothing to share with me. You have no direction to give me. So I'm very vigilant in knowing, okay, before I even take anything from you, what do you have to show me that God is telling you? So I think that for me has really helped, and I think. Especially from a spiritual perspective, because as a musician, you tend to focus so much on the music. There's a lot of preparation that goes in, the planning, the logistics, the lights, the sound, all that.
Yes, there's a lot.
That tends to take away from how much of a spiritual investment you need to put in. So I think my mentors helped me a lot there, because I'm an extremely, I want to use the word crazy, but I'm technically crazy. Like I've got so many ideas, and I'm putting someone to do that, and I'm a DIY, so I will stand up and do it myself. So you get exhausted, you will make mistakes, you will slack here and there. So mentors are there to just look back and say, okay, you're starting to slack there, you need to do this, do you need help there? It's almost like that. It's the people in front of you, but it's also the people that are behind you. They let you walk away, but sometimes they pull you. So I think everybody needs a person like that.
No, that's beautiful. Talk to us about, I know you collaborated with this album that's coming out soon. You're going to share. Nxumalo is one of the people you collaborated with. In the near future, when are you going to record again? Who would you like to work with that you haven't worked with? In fact, I want you to go outside of South Africa. Who would you like to work with? Let's just put it out there.
That is the most difficult question I ever get asked.
Why not? Why?
Because there's so many people. I think that there's a guy called Jacob Collier. He's not a gospel artist, but Jacob Collier, Bobby McFerrin, and I would say Donald Lawrence. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much to Africa USA Radio. I'm so grateful for your continuous support. You guys have been riding with me for quite a while, and I'm truly grateful it doesn't go unnoticed. I would like to thank the followers, the fans, everybody that consumes my music. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for letting the world know, and thank you for sharing your experiences with me. I'm truly grateful. It gives so much affirmation to me to know that what I do and what I put out there really does so much for people. For those who haven't heard it, Most Holy One and Phezu Komhlaba are out on all major digital platforms, from Apple Music to Amazon and your Deezer. So you can stream it there. If you want to reach me, you can send me an email on admin@zuidamedia.com, admin@zuidamedia.com. That's for bookings, for vocal coaching, and any other inquiries. And then social media, Instagram and Facebook are @Mnqobi Nxumalo, Mnqobi Nxumalo. And then Twitter and TikTok have got the same handle as well, @Mnqobi_Nxumalo. Thank you so much. God bless.
So that was our interview with Brother Mnqobi Nxumalo from KZN, who is amazing and doing great things in the gospel, fraternity. He is about to release an album called The Pursuit. Right now, he's only released 2 singles. The name of the singles are, the one is The Most Holy One, and the other one is called Phezu Komhlaba. I just spoke to us about them, and how God was just using him and how he got the download, to release such beautiful, beautiful music. We are so grateful. We are so, so, so honored on Africa USA Radio to have been visited by Mnqobi. So look out for his album release. Go and download the 2 singles from all online platforms, your Deezer, your Spotify, your YouTube. Go and download. Let's support our own. Let's support our musicians, because really they are being used by God to serve us, to heal us, to convert us, to conform us, and really to help us in our journeys. So really, we were really, really honored. I'd like to thank you again from wherever you were watching from in the world. This is Africa USA Radio, and my name is Charmaine Zimu. I am live each and every day from 7 till 9 p.m. Coming to you live, CAT that is, and that is 1 till 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Good night.